How you doing, Nova fans? Chris Vandenberg here, and on behalf of Mike Wood and myself, this is a down and dirty video to get you started on the N3 and kind of go over some basic operations. I'm gonna kind of step through some of the different features of the N3. The N3 Nova operates a little different than the Supernova reissue. Okay, so I'll step you through several of the systems on that, and we'll get TJ over here to do some disassembly for you, and we'll do some shooting with it to show you. But first, I'm going to go over a couple things about the operation, and I'll post this on the website too and get it out there, like my little board here. So, okay, here's the internals. Okay, you're familiar with that in our designs. That's the main spool. That's the part that's moving in here. Okay, and there's the barrel, and this is a new thing here. This is new to paintball. I don't think anybody has ever done this, and we actually filed for some patents on this along with our Terra trigger system here, which is called the Gemini valve. I'll go over those too. What makes this so significant is this gun actually charges the chamber, the valve chamber, the firing chamber, when you pull the trigger. Okay, happens in real time. So when you pull the trigger, you've got the Terra trigger system in, which a lot of you guys have figured out is really nice, and it actuates the dual valve here, which closes this. Okay, seals here, nose of this goes in this O-ring here, seals, chamber fills, barrel comes back. And this is a cool feature too. This only on this gun. We're only able to do it on this gun so far. It's kind of something that we just happen to run across. Is this detent here? It's not necessarily a ball detent. It's a ball positioning detent. When the balls drop here, they're actually held in this perfect position against this back seal. So they're perfectly lined up for this barrel to come back here and scoop them up. Okay. Now the old Novas, you know, that ball is actually going to be sitting on the floor here. So, you know, which ain't a real big deal, but, you know, as far as ball breakage and a lot of other stuff, that's definitely a plus. And just like on the other Nova, on the Supernova, this thing's sealing against the back. You shouldn't have any blowback. It's completely sealed. Now this one does fire from an open barrel position to start with, but by the time you pull the trigger, ball shot and it opens, gas is gone. Same thing. Okay, not really any changes, any of that, any of the shooting characteristics. Next, let's talk about the timing valve here. Now this essentially is how you're going to adjust your velocity. Okay, because from the regulators here, and we'll go over the regulators here in a minute, because there's actually a bigger screw which sets the high end of the regulator, and then the small adjustment screw where you set this gun. Probably in most elevations, most climates, we're around 160, 165 PSI, somewhere in there. The big screw we set at 200. That way when you're doing your little screw, if you were to go a little too high, you can't go supersonic with it and blow your hose or anything. But that's just something we do just for your protection, to protect the hose here and the mechanism. But once that's set, that is actually the fill pressure, not the chamber pressure. We need a higher differential down here to fill this instantly. So that's why I said about 165. Firing chamber pressure is going to be anywhere from about 90 to 120, depending on what velocities you're shooting. So, you know, just in case you want to know what you're actually shooting at, that's a good approximation. Okay. Now, once the firing sequence is started, now this is what's really cool about the Gemini system and the Terra trigger. Once you push this trigger, and you notice this trigger, when you get it, it's not like most other triggers on paintball guns. It actually feels more like an electronic trigger. It is very short. If you see right here, you've got about a 10,000th trigger pull, okay? So when you pull this, it actuates the secondary valve in the Gemini system, and that starts a sequence in the timing valve, okay? Probably a good way to think of the timing valve is like on an electronic gun, it'd be dwell, okay? No one's, to my knowledge, has ever used that in a paintball gun. It's done in other places, probably in industry somewhere, but we actually have got some patents going through on that, which is really cool, and on the Terra trigger system because it's so unique. So once you start this firing sequence, it's going to do its thing. That way, if you've noticed on a lot of manual or like Cockers or even the old Supernova, you can do a half trigger pull. It is almost impossible to do this. This is a firing sequence like you would have, you know, in a digital circuit. Only this is all pneumatic. Okay, so I hope that makes kind of some sense. I'll kind of show you what's going on the real gun here in just a minute. But once all your pressures are set and you get that all taken care of, the adjustment for your velocity is going to be done through the timing valve, okay? Because the timing valve is essentially going to control how long this chamber is charged, okay? So the longer you charge it, the higher your velocity, okay? Very basic, very easy. Now, if you try to do this conventionally and turn your pressure up here, what you're essentially going to do is make the timing valve shift faster, and you're going to shoot at lower velocity. That's why we leave this preset and we do all the adjustments from here, okay? Just be aware of that on this. This is a little different operation, and anybody that's followed us for the last 27 years realizes we're going to do things differently. So this is a real cool new system that's going to allow for really cool upgrades coming up in the future. I can promise you that. So we'll just get you acclimated to this design now, and some of its basic operations. So TJ, if you want to come over here, we'll see if we can't do this and do this for real. So, and actually, once you get in, this is actually the valve system. It's a little thing that drops in the trigger frame. You can see the little button, little Gemini valve, patent pending. Very proud of that. Seen a lot of movement on that here lately, thank God. Okay, TJ, what he's doing now, he's taking out the timing valve, because when you get the N3, you're going to have this test plug. Now, we do this from the factory when it comes to you. Now, he's taking it out with this reverse pliers, but you can just kind of bump it out gently, and because what you want to do is you want these two pieces to come out right here. This is the timing valve housing and the actual timing valve. These slip together like this and just slide in. This piece here is going to replace that just temporarily. This is to enable us to be able to start from zero on the reg. First thing we're going to do is, you put it on zero? Okay. Okay, like if you had to start over, like you rebuilt your reg, or you just went in and cleaned it, did a major cleaning once in a while, whatever, you want to start from scratch. So first thing,
dead zero now.
Yep. Now you went clockwise to turn it down, right?
Yep.
It's reverse. Clockwise turns it down. What he's done is he's gone clockwise till he bottomed it out. Not hard, just get it up there. What you want to do is stop all the flow. Okay. So what?
And I did the internal one opposite.
The internal one's opposite, so it's not doing anything right now. Okay. Can everybody see TJ's pants right here?
I knew that was coming.
I don't know what's going on with the camo here. Maybe he's trying to hide from in the mustard or some kind of other like I don't really get it, but okay, back to the thing here. Okay, are you at zero?
I was at zero.
Okay,
it's back to 200 now.
Okay, so you went counterclockwise.
Yep.
Okay, do that one more time.
Twist it all the way in.
Okay, clockwise, all the way off.
And then you spring it out till it hit 200.
Now notice he's pulling the trigger, and I'll see if you can see this. Pull the trigger as you're adjusting so you see what's going on, and he adjusts it to where he stopped at 200, okay? Now, he's gonna lock that down. You don't wanna mess with that anymore, leave it alone. This reg is small, and it is super fast, okay? It's very sensitive and is designed, so obviously what I was just showing you a minute ago, hold on.
Right.
When you pull the trigger, this thing's filling the valve chamber instantly. So this regulator has to be awesome. So it's very sensitive. Now he's doing the small screw. Okay, counterclockwise. He's going in to turn it down. You're going clockwise, right?
Nope. Yeah, I'm going clockwise now.
That's right. It's opposite, because what he's doing is he's actually turning it down now. Okay, that's clockwise.
All right.
Where you at now?
160.
Okay. 160 PSI.
Cut the gas back off.
Yeah, make sure you discharge it. Now he's going to unscrew that and put the timing valve back in. This little guy here.
Drop her in.
Make sure it's lubed up. Don't get anything in a bind. Spring.
Cap.
Yep.
Screw it all the way out.
I know I'm going kind of fast on this, kind of down and dirty. If anybody's got any questions, we're going to post some more videos and put them up on the tech support section. But I wanted to come out here and do this. So many people are getting their guns. There's a lot of these things went out in the last few days, and everybody's been doing really well with them and getting the concept. But for the people who have never had a Nova product, I just wanted to get this out there. Okay, hang on. What you doing now?
I'm at 0 all the way back. We're going to go 7 turns in. It's the factory setting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay. What he did was he put spring tension on the back of the timing valve. That is going to dictate how long the valve remains open when you're charging it. So okay. Now that we've got the timing valve set in the back, 7 turns in, factory setting. You may need to tweak this a little bit, but what we're going to do is check and see where we're at on velocity. You know, the adjustment may vary a little bit depending on what kind of paint you're using or the quality of the paint. You know, there's different things all over the country, different brands.
277.
Nice.
277 back to back.
That's nice. Okay, do a couple more. Also, notice this too. When you're initially setting it up, a lot of people go straight and put their hopper on and dump a bunch of paint in it. You know, if you're doing the initial setup, do what TJ just did. He's got 1 ball in there. Maybe put 2 in the hopper. See what's going on. Because if you don't have this set up correctly, the timing, if the barrel's not making a full cycle, you're going to get blowback or you're going to chop paint. So, you know, doing a few dry fires, look in here, make sure everything's going back and forth correctly. Once you do that, here, drop 2 balls in there. Okay, drop another one on there.
Want a third one?
Yeah. Well, you got 2?
Yeah, there's 2.
Okay, go ahead.
277.
Damn. Okay, you notice, guys, the next ball, it didn't popcorn. It just sat right there, just dropped right in.
Yeah.
280. That's nice. Okay, so there you have kind of the basic setup and how to adjust your velocity. If you have any questions, you know, we're here Monday through Friday. Like us on Facebook, email us on the website and or Facebook. See ya.